Tom, been a while. And I've just cut my lip as well, which is not very fun. But I just wanted to go live anyway, and I don't know, give a bit of an update. I'm feeling the itch to get back to doing more videos and content in general. I've been working on lots of exciting different projects, a lot using Dante and kind of different systems with like stage boxes, almost similar to like more live mixing. Still mixing up with lots of other content with CEOs of companies, all the way down to kind of commercials and more doc stuff as well, even some voiceovers. So it's been a real mixed bag. Hopefully, everyone's had a good summer as well. And as always with these things, I'll just kind of catch you all up. People will randomly join because I always forget to kind of pre-announce these things. And then, yeah, we'll see if there's any questions that anyone has or wants my thoughts on, really. So. Welcome to the people that are starting to enter in. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, kit that I've been using recently, Scorpio. So just started doing a few videos that I'll upload over the next couple of days on that. Using 888 as well. I'm getting closer and closer to parting ways with my 688 and switching to an 888. It's very nice having the Dante capability for quite a lot of the projects that I'm doing that require that and that kind of track count. But also just the devices themselves are really nice. Only thing with making the switch is because I've got a 688 with an SL6 is that even if I get an 888, I will then have to get an SL2. So again, everything quickly adds up. Even though I've been pretty good generally about spending so far, I kind of feel that I'm in my element of where I want to be with kind of smaller projects, commercials, and then content stuff, which has been quite interesting. So if you have any, let me like open this chat up. If yeah, if you have any questions or want my thoughts on anything, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I would highly recommend if you haven't already to do a Dante course. They're free. There's 3 levels of them. I've done level 1 so far. Really nice to get your head around in terms of networking. Another really useful skill to have. I'm finding more and more because I'm doing events that cross live as well as location sound recording as well as voiceover. Basically, the more multidisciplined you can be, not only in kind of kit and technique, but just workflow, I think can add a lot. It has to me, especially doing more live gigs. It's added kind of even more of an organizational element to things because generally with those things, it's kind of a measure twice, cut once kind of thing. So having all of the prep beforehand is really useful. Peter Groom asked, "Do you get involved in post at all?" So back in the day, which I'll call before COVID, I used to do kind of more low mid budget feature films and do the post production as well. And that was a similar kind of thing of basically being able to not only have a bit more control on set in terms of these are going to be the issues, this is what this is going to mean, and just be able to kind of just help the film overall, but also myself, I guess, in terms of being able to execute the best thing, because those kind of targets, I guess, are kind of aligned. If I do a great job, then the film gets better. Um, but ultimately, I've kind of slipped more into just recording. I kind of find the environment of being able to problem solve, the kind of do it there and then nature of things, and also the social aspect is nice as well. Working with different people in different size teams and jobs and roles, and so yeah, I've kind of fallen out of love with posts mainly. How I used to equate it or like give the analogy of to people was like me going into a color grade. I would kind of, if you don't quite know the language of color grading or what you want to achieve, apart from that you know color grading will make things better, then it's very hard to kind of execute properly, I think. So I would be useless at color grading, and likewise, people that haven't necessarily got the language to communicate for post sound means that you end up mainly just solving for mistakes and just adding music, especially on the lower budget end of things, obviously, because generally, even if you have like 10 months of video editing, they probably only give you 2 or 3 weeks to do a full final mix. So, Peter Groom, I'm specifically interested in reconfirming, uh, re reconfirming, or is that reconforming, field multitracks in audio post. Maybe want to expand on that in terms of how that helps, but obviously just having the metadata in channels is really useful when you're first importing things. Editors will get it first, so you will have a basic mix. Um, it may even be the mix that you put to camera. They may, depending on the level that they're going to. Because if it's coming to you for doing dialogue editing, then you'll kind of be expected to find and fit the best things. Generally, a good video editor will obviously cut with good sound in mind. And if there isn't one, then they will kind of go, well, this is the best kind of shot that kind of tells the story the best visually. So it's your job to kind of find the wild tracks or get anything you need, like ADR, to kind of bolster and make that even better. Because obviously, good sound is an amplifier. Generally, if you have a good sound and terrible visuals, then you've kind of just magnified terrible visuals. But if you have good visuals and good sound, then you've kind of magnified the good visuals to make it look and feel even better. So yeah, so that's kind of that really in terms of my post world. I would say anyone doesn't necessarily have to get fully involved in the post world, but it is useful to have the context points of like how people are putting in stuff. Peter Grimm, so taking the scratch mix from the editor and matching the field audio that you recorded. So there's a number of things I believe that you can do. I'm trying to think. I think on the projects I was doing back then, it was still fairly basic in terms of if they've been able to save your um, kind of metadata within the track and they haven't like burnt the associated video clip, then you're going to be able to kind of match with names, and then you can bring up kind of alternates through Pro Tools. Pardon me. Um, oh, I think something's gone wrong. Wait, the chat kind of died. So yeah, so having a scratch mix and then being able to find alternates, generally you would hope that they would have saved the metadata so you will be able to reference it yourself. And whether you're just going through a kind of hard drive of your original files or you're kind of using the fields, I think there's a fields like audio editor within Pro Tools that you can mix and match. But obviously people are using various programs these days. But I personally like Pro Tools because I already have plugins like isotopes and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's kind of how that works. It's all about generally trying to keep the metadata together, and so good labeling is very important to that. So hopefully that helps there. Any other questions? Feel free. I don't know if or it doesn't say that the video is dying, but the chat box keeps going a bit crazy. So if there's any other questions, feel free. And otherwise, yeah, what else? I'm not quite sure really. I'm kind of getting the itch to do a few more videos or general things to try and help people out. Obviously, I've done maybe 700 videos so far, which is quite a lot of videos. And it's interesting just taking the time, obviously having all of COVID and craziness and kids and life and all that kind of thing. But even from a couple of years ago, I've kind of settled into where I want to be, and now more and more opportunities are opening up. All thanks to me starting this YouTube journey ages ago. I'd highly recommend, if you haven't already, people go and make content on sound, because naturally what will happen is people will gravitate towards you, either to help confirm or tell you what's wrong or how to do stuff better. So you can find that putting yourself out there will lead to just a faster turnaround of people knowing you and networking and all that good stuff. So yeah, if there's any other questions, otherwise I might just keep this live short and sweet to 10 minutes. Feel free to get in the chat. I know it's been a while. I'll be uploading a series on the Scorpio. I've got the Scorpio for the next couple of days for a job that requires a bigger track count. So yeah, do let me know if you have any specifics on that. But I'm going to generally just template it off the 688 videos that I did in terms of just taking it part by part, and then people can kind of use the long tail of the internet to find exactly what they're looking for without having like a 4 hour video to kind of trawl through. So hopefully, hopefully that helps as well, which would be good. So okay, well, you can always leave comments below in this video as well, and I will use that as a base for kind of future videos. I'm very kind of easygoing when it creates videos, even if I've cut my lip and accidentally started dripping blood all over myself. It's all about the content these days, not necessarily the visuals. So okay, I will see you guys. I know there's a bit like a minute delay, so comments may not come in before I've kind of said goodbye, but hopefully you are all well and good, and there should be more sessions like this coming up soon. So look out for those, and see you later.